Hi guys, it's Sam and Emily here. We're sat on Greenmount Beach in Crawley, which is on the South Gold Coast, and this is now our home. We're tucked up behind these rocks at the moment, so it's a little bit windy, but it's like 8:30 a.m. and it's still 25, 26 degrees. It's super quiet along here this morning because it's Monday morning, but as you can see, it still looks lovely. We just absolutely love it here now.
Yeah, it's super chilled,
Yeah, it's just such a nice way of life. Like, everyone said to us, like, the South Gold Coast is the place you want to live, it's so chilled out and all that type of thing, and we were like, yeah, we just absolutely love it here.
Yes.
Like, we weren't going to stay here, we were going to move on, but we've just fell in love with the Gold Coast big time, and this is where we're going to stay now. We absolutely love it. I'm 29 years old. I'm a fabricator from the UK, a little town called Lowestoft.
I'm Emily, I'm 23, I'm also from Lowestoft. I went to uni to do graphic design and illustration in the south of England, but straight after I was offered a tattoo apprenticeship, just about the time I met Sam.
Yeah, we've been together for
About 4 years?
yeah, just under 4 years. We got engaged about a year and a half ago in October 2014, and we kind of knew, like, before we met, like, I had plans to move out of the UK anyway. I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go. I knew I wanted it to be either Australia or New Zealand, and then when I met Emily, she said she'd been to Australia a few times.
Yeah, my grandma has lived here for the past 15 years and I've always come over to visit pretty much every other year since I was 2.
Yeah, so you were pretty keen on it, weren't you?
Always been keen, yeah.
And it was kind of after the engagement that we started looking at the visas and what we could get, and we kind of decided then that we wanted the 189, which is the independent visa, because it allowed us to travel about a bit. We didn't want to be confined to a state, but we knew it was a hard visa to get, and that was when we kind of decided that we really needed to use someone because we didn't want to mess it up and we wanted to make sure it was 100%. And that was pretty much when we first spoke to someone. We called Wes and Nikki back in about
August
2015, and that was like the first phone call we made pretty much. Went and saw them guys to do our trade certificates. Then after we saw them, we sort of said, have you got like anyone that you can put us onto? And they were like, yeah, sure, speak to Sammy at Migrating Specialists. And that was back in like September. That was pretty much the first time we called him, and as soon as we spoke to him, we were like, yeah, like, it just gave us so much confidence. Like, there wasn't any like mad sales pitch or anything like that. He wasn't like, you know, trying to blag anything. It was just like, yeah, this is what I can do for you, this is what we'll do, like,
Straight up to the point.
yeah. So we were like, okay, this is a guy we need to use. Like, we're pretty confident, well, we were really confident that he'd be the guy that could get us the visas. So that was pretty much like when we decided to use him. He did explain to us that the 189 visa was a real hard visa to get because the points were so high, weren't they?
Yeah, you had to.
Everything had to be perfect, and like,
right.
on my behalf, all I really had to do was make sure I hit the marks in the IELTS test. But for Sammy, that was where like he pulled all the stops out, wasn't it?
Yeah, especially with our de facto evidence, we only had it for a year and that was the minimum, and
Yeah, that was what we were worried about, wasn't it? But
yeah.
Sammy was like, well, I'll really work on it, and he spent a few weeks like really making sure that he was confident with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, making sure that like he knew it was 110% right and that they weren't going to question anything on it. And that was why we were so keen to use him, because he said that like he could really sit down and go through stuff and not just chuck a visa through straight away thinking that like it would go through and then it got rejected. So that was why we were really keen to use him. And I think he submitted our EOI in December, mid-December.
Yeah, it was just before Christmas break, really.
Yeah, and we got our visa grant in the middle of February,
Yeah,
end of
it's about-
February.
Yeah, February time.
So really, it was so quick. Like, he knew exactly when when the application was gonna get picked up, and then he told us how long to expect for the grant, and he was absolutely spot on with everything, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, from the very beginning, and it was just so stress-free for us. Like, we didn't have to worry about anything. Obviously, there was a lot of paperwork on our behalf, but like when we looked at doing it ourselves, we got stuck on so many questions, and he was like, you know, everything he sent over had like, and like he explained how to do it all, didn't he?
So
What exactly
simple
he
when
needed.
said,
Yeah. So we just literally sent the paperwork off to him and sat back, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that was
Can't
pretty much
praise him
it.
enough.
Yeah, and he'd always call, like keep us updated, like once a week, and emails and that kind of thing. And if we had any questions or we got stuck on anything, he was straight back to us, and he never left us
Straight
hanging. So it was just so easy for us, and yeah, so less than pretty much 6 months after we made the first phone call,
Yeah, we are in
Yeah.
Australia.
we're here now, permanent residency, living life on the South Gold Coast, which is super amazing, isn't it? We've done a few things. We've been down to Byron, seen all that. Been up to the rock pools. We've been up north a bit, haven't we? Up the coast that way. And
Yeah, we plan on doing a lot more as well.
yeah, that was why we wanted the 189, just to chill out a bit, so he wasn't stuck in a state, and just to give us some freedom to move around a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And all thanks to Sammy that we've got that, really, and the guys, and Wes and Nikki at the Down Under Centre. So if anyone's like ever got any hesitations about doing it, just pick up the
Just
pick
takes
up the
one phone call.
Yeah, call them guys, and they will do everything for you. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you later.